Hi, friends, and welcome to the Anniversary Podcast. I'm Mary, and this is a space where we celebrate another year, reflect on what it's taught us, and talk honestly about what it really takes to keep choosing each other. Anniversaries aren't just about marking time, they're about honoring growth. So today I'm thrilled to sit down with Ian and Genevieve Cozy. I kind of want to say like the Italian part for it, but so it's like an Italian like name. And you guys are from Illinois, kind of like right outside of Chicago. Mm-hmm. So thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Of course. So I remember like as Ian and I were talking and just kind of preparing for this podcast, you guys were saying that you grew up together. Mm-hmm. Kind of like, tell me about like your early friendship and like what led you to like actually getting married, because I feel like there's a whole like lore there.
Yeah. So I was homeschooled my whole life, and then when I was like 5 or 6, his family joined our homeschool group.
Okay.
And it actually turns out that his childhood home is right down the street from my grandpa's house. So you could actually see my grandpa's house from his kitchen window. So I think that's kind of cool. And it kind of feels like a meant to be kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we dated a little bit before high school. And then through high school, we dated other people. And then in late 2019, I believe, we got back together. And then
early 2019, I believe.
Early 2019? Mm-hmm. Sometime in 2019, we got back together. And then we've been together since. We got married in 2021.
Nice. Well, congratulations on 5 years of marriage. I feel like that's like, I don't know. I'm a little bit quirky in the way where I'm like, especially like with numbers, I like 5s. I like even numbers or like 5s, and so like 5 is like just such a satisfying number. I have no idea why. But anyway, sorry, that was a random tangent. But so like you were saying, like kind of describing like this movie-esque kind of story, where your grandpa's like house was in view of your kitchen door, and so like, did anyone like predict that you guys were gonna get married, or like?
So my dad definitely had a hand in it. He really did want it to happen. Mm-hmm. Towards the beginning of our relationship, before we actually officially started dating, she came over to my house while my mom was out at a conference, and my dad let her spend the night for 3 nights. And this is while we were still dating other people.
And that's like unheard of.
Unheard
and
of
it wasn't like spending the night like that. It was just like hanging out.
Just my best friend staying over.
Mm-hmm. And I thought he was gay at the time also. So there was also that.
And we went to a VR place, one of those places where you could put a VR headset. And during that, it almost kind of turned into a date. And that's when we realized that we still did have feelings for each other and that they were mutual. Okay. And then very shortly after that, we broke up with our partners and got together.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there was a little bit of like matchmaking going on.
Oh, yes. My dad had a big hand in it. He would always ask me about her.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of funny because when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, we were in an English class together, like a homeschool English class. And I could not stand him. I thought he was so annoying. I'm pretty sure I told him I hated him at one point.
You definitely did several times.
Yeah. I was like, this kid will not shut up. Like, this is so
very
annoying.
Severe ADHD.
Yeah.
I was a rascal.
Yeah, and I had no patience for it. But yeah, and a couple years later, that kind of like changed and everything progressed from there. But yeah.
And then making it a little bit more storybook, depending on your definition. Right before we moved out here, or we went to Phoenix and then out here after my schooling, we actually got eloped without telling anybody. Mm-hmm. And we told them again a year later on the anniversary and had kind of like a wedding reception type deal at my parents' house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and the program that he went to when we were in Arizona doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah, doesn't exist. They stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, for your mechanical?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was a manufacturer-specific training.
Okay.
That they no longer do it that way. They just have you sent off to the company for training. after we were hired for the dealership.
Yeah, and we got to spend his grandma's last summer with her. So that was really cool.
Dang. It sounds like you guys are just like your whole relationship is just full of these like little serendipitous moments of like
it really
it's a little ridiculous, to be honest. I love it.
And so like what made you guys feel confident in turning your friendship into like a romantic relationship? Because Ian, you were saying like she was your best friend at the time, and obviously it sounds like you felt mutual about that. So like walk me through like obviously you don't have to like share like super intimate details, but like what were like the discussions like that led up to the romance?
Well, we were always very close best friends. Situations of we would always be spending a lot of time together. And something that she knows, but I'm very big on boundaries. And I liked her for quite a while, always did. She was just always felt like the yin to my yang. But she was with somebody else. I didn't know she reciprocated the feeling, so I didn't push it. I just was satisfied being her best friend. And then kind of it's funny, after we were in the car after our VR date, and I don't remember the artist, but the country song "In Case You Didn't Know" came on.
I think that might be Brett Young.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I haven't listened to country in a while, but that song came on, and it was kind of just like the catalyst. And it was like, I am crazy about her. Yeah. And it was something that was like one of those finally off my chest moments, see what happens with it. Yeah. And thankfully she reciprocated.
Yeah. I feel like for me, one of the big things was he was always so like constant through the ups and downs of like everything. And the fact that like we were able to have that bond and like that connection in like a non-romantic kind of way kind of made me realize like, you know, I wouldn't mind having this like forever. You know what I mean? Like I loved the connection, and then I don't know, the romance just kind of came from there.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it was like an easy, like natural like transition. Like obviously like there was some heartbreak in between there a little bit, but it sounds like you were saying like the yin to your yang and just kind of together. And like I use this in another episode, but like it's so funny, like especially with like a person that you're committed to is like it's like a yin and yang, because like you're you, but then there's like also a little bit of the other person with you in that like whole circle. And it's not like the circle, like you're two separate pieces. It's like one piece together. Like you guys are two very distinct things, but you guys have each other in that. Yeah. And so you moved across the country, and I'm sure that was not an easy decision. Yeah. And like, cause I don't know, I've lived elsewhere, like outside of Utah, and like, it's hard to be away from family. It's hard to like not be near them. And so what made you guys want to pursue moving? Maybe it was for your job, but like, I don't know. I feel like there are some times where you just like, let's go on an adventure together. What was that like?
So it really did feel, there are times when we do miss our family, but it really did feel like we were ready to leave. And we do see my family and her family every now and then. We see them maybe once, twice a year. We'll fly back out there. But for me, it almost feels like this is just an evolution of my life. And sometimes you have to let stuff not go, but allow it to diminish instead of it being that big of a thought. I didn't see us really going anywhere in Illinois. There are just better opportunities elsewhere. And I was willing to do whatever I needed to for her, to give her the life that she deserves.
Well,
yeah, I feel like a lot for me was I was just kind of along for the ride. I was like, you know, ready for something different, ready for something new. And like he said, like I didn't really see myself doing much in Illinois. Yeah, and I was like, you know, we're adults now, and it's weird. I still felt like a child, but I'm like, you know, we're adults. We could kind of do whatever we want. Like, let's kind of see where this takes us, you know?
Didn't I promise you when we were younger that I'd take you out of Illinois someday?
Probably.
I have a memory of that at some point in our life.
Probably, yeah. But
Oh, I love that. You guys seem like a real team because, I mean, for me, it seems like, because I've helped like friends move and like drive across the country, and like I've driven to a couple of different places where I'm like, dang, if I had to like up and leave and move, like it takes a whole team.
mm-hmm.
And so like I feel like when you're moving somewhere, like you really have to become a team. Like you're not, like you're already a team before,
Mm-hmm.
but like you're more so a team when you move. And
Absolutely.
so like how did you guys like communicate during those times? Because I feel like it's also hard because like you're so stressed and so focused on a goal that you kind of forget, oh, like my partner needs attention
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
I feel like, at least for me, in situations like that, like when it was stressful, like he is the person that I would lean on. So it just almost kind of felt natural to just, I don't know, cling to him, I guess, when it was needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, it's kind of the same thing. Being around her is what lowered my stress levels and what made everything a lot more clear. Having her there with me, if it was just me moving across the country, it would have turned into a lot more stress. Whereas with her, it was almost all excitement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Including, because it was quite a bit. We loaded everything we had into our little compact
Toyota.
car, including our cat.
Yeah.
Oh my
we brought
gosh.
a cat with on our journey across the country.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's brave.
She was a good girl, though.
Yeah.
Cute. And so I have a question for you guys. This is something that's been like just on my mind for a little while, and like I just felt like I should ask you guys this question, I guess, is so like when those times are stressful, or and like when like things kind of go awry, because like we've talked a lot of like, and I don't want to get like super like down in the dumps, but like there are stressful times in relationships, and there are times where it's just super hard to just be there, be present. And so how did you guys like not fall into like I need to fix this for him, and like kind of like that savior complex? How did you guys kind of move through that?
I will say it is quite hard to get myself out of that savior complex mindset, because I tend to beat myself up a little bit when I can't fix something for her.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I picture is just myself as a rock that she's holding on to. And even though I'm not necessarily doing anything, I can at least be there for her and be a constant presence with my support. It is quite hard not to say stuff and come up with ideas, because that's just the kind of guy I am. But I really do try in those situations to just almost just be there. Being there is more important than doing something about it.
Yeah. I love that. I love that imagery of a rock. What would you say, Genevieve?
I think it's definitely hard to not want to just like, savior complex, the whole thing. But I feel like just trying to focus on being encouraging more than like trying to fix anything. Just like reminders, you can do it. Like,
It's very helpful.
just like little things like that.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Like if I'll have some bad days at work where I won't be performing as well as I want to. And then I come home and tell her, and she still, I wouldn't say praises, but encourages me. Still encourages me. And that is what keeps me going.
Well, I love that, because I don't know, it's just been something on my mind as of recently, because I tend to have a bit of the savior complex. I didn't graduate in math for college or anything, and like the last math class that I took in college was like a basic trig class. But like my mind kind of works that way, where I'm like very like logical and like puzzle, and like I can't leave a puzzle unfinished. It like drives me batty. Or like any like word puzzle, I can't leave it unfinished. It drives me batty, and I need to know all the answers. And I think a lot of times, and like this is just from my experiences, as like a lot of people in my life, they try and find like they feel like they need to like fix all of these things and like make sure that everything's like picture perfect before they jump into something. And I think you guys are a perfect example of like, not everything is like picture perfect. Like you guys took a huge risk in going out to Arizona and then coming up to Utah, and like those are not like light risks.
Yeah.
And so like walk me through like how you guys clung to each other during those times of like, okay, here we go again. Like, let's like power through this.
I feel like for me, a lot of it, and you can correct me if I'm ever wrong, a lot of it is, I feel like I have a very unbridled optimism, and it's less has to figure out something before you do it. And if anything comes up along the way, we'll keep working and get through it. That's very much so not how I've always lived my life, but how I've lived my life after meeting her, after having something to work for. She makes it feel like anything that comes up can be worked through.
I feel like I just kind of try to ride his wave, to be honest. Like his optimism, like I feel like I tend to be a more pessimistic person. Yeah, so I just kind of try to go with his optimism, and yeah. And
it's unceasing sometimes.
Yeah.
So no matter what it is, I always say tomorrow's a new day. A saying she taught me was 1% better is better.
Yeah.
So as long as tomorrow is just a little better, it's better than the previous day.
Yeah. I love that. 1% better. I think like sometimes people get like so wrapped in like just life and like trying to be like not necessarily monotonous, because I think as human beings we're naturally drawn to progress, and like especially in today's now day and age. But like I feel like progress is like the next best thing or like whatever, but I love that like just that constant like 1% better. I went to the University of Utah, and there were 2 football players who died who had the jersey number 22. And so they always say like 22% better every day. Obviously, that's a huge number. So like not saying that we need to be 22% better every day, but I love like just like the little constant like 1%. Because like I feel like 1% better every day is a lot more foundationally strong than like, oh, do 100% today and then tomorrow you're going to be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I don't know if that's like, actually, never mind. We'll cut that out. It happens sometimes. And so I've like, we've been talking here, I feel like you guys just have like a huge appreciation for one another. And like, it feels like you guys have leaned on each other through a lot.
Oh, yes.
Definitely.
What's something that like, that you appreciate about your partner now that you didn't previously, or like let me rephrase the question. What's something about your partner that you appreciate now that you didn't recognize at the beginning of your relationship?
I'll let you go first, I think.
Oh,
I know it's a loaded question.
I feel like your optimism, to be honest. Like I don't think fully witness like the extent of it until we became each other's like rocks, I guess. And then just seeing like how strong he is. Yeah.
One thing that I didn't necessarily notice as much at the very beginning, I always knew it was there, but it wasn't something that I was actively observing. But she's a very brave person, whether that means like physical bravery or emotional bravery or mental bravery, anything of that sort. No matter what she's going through, she still goes through it. Even when it gets a lot, she still goes through it.
Yeah.
That's something I'm quite proud of you for.
Aw. Well, we have tissues over there, so we can do that after. But I love that. I think, I don't know, just gratitude and appreciation and like showing that is like, for me, it feels so important. And I think especially in those like little things that you don't necessarily like you see on the day-to-day basis, but like you were saying, Ian, you didn't really like notice it at first, but like over your guys's like relationship lifetime, it's developed into something that's become important for you. And I think that's just beautiful. Sorry, my eye is twitching and I don't know what's going on. So, and like, this is kind of piggybacking off of that, is like, how do you guys show up for each other when like times are stressful?
I feel like for me, or what I do for her,
or
it's just kind of
like, yes, all of it.
When she's going through some rough times, I feel like for me, a lot of being there for her is between the times that I catch myself trying to be her savior. Mm-hmm. It's really a lot of like just sitting there, rubbing her back, holding her, just being there so she can call me while I'm at work. If she's having an issue or having a rough day, she can call me and just vent to me.
Yeah.
Even if sometimes, because I will say sometimes some of her frustrations do include me. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
But even then, not taking it personally and knowing that I'm just being there as somebody to listen, and that I don't need to say something.
Yeah, I feel like with me, it's almost the opposite. I feel like I try to like verbally be encouraging, and I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'm the opposite.
That's okay. And I think it sounds like it works for you guys. This is just like a little funny thing, is like, because I've like, and maybe this is just me, and like I have a personal vendetta against people who like constantly like badmouth marriage, I guess.
Me too.
And like it's just something that irks me the wrong way, because I feel like choosing to commit to someone is like a huge like should be commended as a huge celebration, because like
very much so.
It's a big life decision, and like it's not one that is taken lightly in any should be taken lightly. And so in marriage, and this is just what I've observed, is like there like, and this is my like little vendetta, but I also think it's kind of funny. Is when people are like, oh, like this person, like my husband has this one quirk that's like so annoying, and I'm like, ah, but they end up later like loving that piece of them. Have you guys found any of that in your 5 years as being married?
I feel like us being best friends for so long laid such a solid foundation. It was less of marrying somebody I'm attracted to marrying my best friend who compliments me.
Yeah.
I really can't think of any quirks that used to bother me and don't now, because I just kind of always appreciated everything about her. I know I probably have some quirks, but I really can't think of a single thing about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like not really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's cool, because it just, like you were saying, Ian, you guys are like best friends, and you kind of grew up laying this like foundation and kind of like dealing with each other's quirks as best friends.
Exactly.
That's what best friends are for, is dealing with quirks, and then like the romance comes where you're like, oh, like I love you.
Yeah.
And like when you guys were like starting your romantic relationship, what was the transition like? I mean, because we talked about it a little bit earlier, but was there any like weirdness when you kind of became like more romantic? Because like you guys did mention before that you had dated for maybe like a couple of months in high school, so maybe it wasn't that weird. I don't know.
I wouldn't say weird as it was just different.
Yeah.
Before, I was in a relationship that was quite rocky.
Yeah.
And it felt like there wasn't a lot of love in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever I was with her, I always felt loved is the only way to say it, even if we didn't outright say it to each other at the times. And it really, once we first got together, it really did feel like a lot of couples refer to it as the honeymoon phase.
Mm.
But it really felt like that the entire time, even till now. It feels like this is still the honeymoon phase.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I feel like, as you were saying earlier, your vendetta about people who badmouth marriage, I feel like a marriage is more than just living with somebody under a legal name. It's choosing somebody who you want to spend that time with.
Mm-hmm.
Where I hear people all the time like, oh, I don't want to go home to my wife, or I want to stay at work, or I want to go out and hang out with people. And for me, it's, I can't wait to leave work and go home to her. And I'm probably going to be like that for the rest of my life, because it's just being with her is what makes me feel better at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the same. I literally, I'll have a 15-minute break at work, and then I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, how's work?
What you doing? The Phineas and Ferb and Isabella, what you doing?
She'll literally say that.
Yeah.
So I guess and this is something, because everyone has the childhood dream of or maybe more so high school, middle school dream of I don't know, marrying someone who's a childhood best friend, kind of. Did you guys are you guys surprised? Sorry, this is I'm trying to form the question. Do you guys when you think about your guys' kids selves, do you think they would be surprised at where you are now?
Oh yeah,
I think so, very much. As well as moving out, being married this early. When I was younger, I didn't. I mean, she was my original ex, and then I dated one other girl, and then got back together with her.
Yeah.
And for me, a big thing when I was growing up was I wasn't just gonna, even all my friends, they tried to date for fun, and it was oh, we're just dating. But for me, it was always a means to an end. I'm dating to find somebody who I want to spend that life with. And it's interesting because we started dating right at the beginning, if not a little bit before high school. Mm-hmm. And even then I had that same mindset. Yeah. And then after that, we were best friends. And even though we weren't officially dating, it does feel like we were still forming that emotional relationship over the entire time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Without the label.
Yeah.
He was,
no, you go.
I was just going to say, he was always very respectful too. And that meant a lot. Just because we would hang out so often, but he never disrespected the fact that I was in a relationship. And I thought that was really cool, because I feel as a high school boy, that's unfortunately common,
Yeah.
But yeah, he was very different kind of in that way. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I love that. I think sometimes people get in their head this story, the storybook fairy tale ending where everything comes true. And so what I kind of I call them moment, they're just big moments in your life where something had to either change, or you guys were just gearing up for a whole 180 of your life. Is when you look back on your relationship, was there ever a 180 pivot, and how did you kind of change?
100%.
How did you deal with it?
Back when I was originally going to mechanic school, shout out Universal Technical Institute, great school. When I was first going, along the first half, there was a time period where I would every couple days I would skip a class. Mm-hmm. And it turned into I was put on academic suspension. And at the time and before that, I was very aimless, didn't have goals. I only went because my dad's a mechanic. Mm-hmm. And it was around that time, because we were living together at that time, and she was paying and supporting for me. She was supporting me while I was going to school full-time, 8 hours a day. And then there was just a moment when I got the letter for academic probation that it just clicked to me, and I was I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for her.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I actually took off. I cared about school. I got fantastic grades in the actual school, where I wasn't before because I wouldn't do homework and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I realized that she is the motivation. It doesn't come from within for myself, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing any of this. I wouldn't be bettering myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the drive to give her the life that I think she deserves, that helped me through and completely changed my outlook on life.
Yeah.
And then I was absolutely blessed because she paid for me, or she supported me while I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
This past 2 years ago, I was able to support her fully while she went to cosmetologist school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like the pivot for me kind of has to do with school too, because I feel like I almost just kind of felt like I was like going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was kind of convinced me to just like do what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to do hair. Yeah. So now here we are.
Here you
doing
are.
What we love.
I love that. And it sounds like you guys have like just really navigated through those changes like super well.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Oh man, I had a question and I had a thought, but it totally like slipped my mind. Give me a second. Oh man. I'm trying to think, because it was while you were talking about school and blah, blah, blah. Sorry, not blah, 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 but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Let's see. Okay, I think I have it. It's kind of like forming in the back of my brain, so it might come out a little rocky. But so you guys were kind of mentioning like how you guys were supporting each other like through these different like stages in your life, and like your moments where like you had to decide what your passions were and like how you were going to pursue things together. I guess my question is, it's not there, so I apologize. I woke up like in the middle of the night last night, and so I'm like just completely dead from that.
I didn't go to bed until probably 1:30 a.m. last night, so I feel it.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Okay, so again, I apologize for that. But let's see. I'm trying to like think of. Oh, okay. This isn't what I was thinking of, but I have another question for you guys. So what's something that you guys are looking forward to in like the next couple of years, like as a couple? Are you like, what's an adventure together that you're looking forward?
For me, there's definitely several. We're in the process of starting to look at homes,
Yeah,
and different properties that we would like to purchase as sort of a stepping stone, not necessarily a forever home. We're not too set on that right now, but a stepping stone that would help us lead into having children.
Mm-hmm.
As well as in the next couple of years, this is just a dream. We do both want to go abroad.
Yeah.
We want to leave the country and go somewhere else for a little bit, whether that be Spain or Japan. There's a lot of different places we want to go. We're big dreamers. But those are really some of my life goals for the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Do you like, how do those like kind of shared dreams, like how do they make your relationship closer? Like what about like those shared dreams makes you guys feel more connected to each other?
What makes me feel more connected is whenever I have an idea or something, like, oh, it would be cool to go to Japan. Turns out she wants to go to Japan. I thought that it would be more of like, oh yeah, let's go. But she wants to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And like home buying, I thought it was going to be more of like hey, maybe we should look into buying a house sometime soon. And it was going to be just like, oh, okay. She was super excited. She was super ready for that next journey in life, which gave me more confidence in this being the right move as well.
Yeah.
It's her confidence in almost not blind trust, but very trusting in what I say is it almost helps me be more encouraged to actually fulfill those goals.
I love that.
That's
nothing to add.
Yeah, that's about sums it up.
Oh, I love that. Well, Ian and Genevieve, thank you guys so much for coming on. I think like kind of what I've taken away from this conversation is like 1% better every day. And like, and there are times where it's going to be like, you're leaning on Ian and Ian's leaning on you, Genevieve, where it's like, you guys are supporting each other. You guys are each other's rock. And it's not necessarily, it's like a moving rock, but like you're still there supporting each other. And that's what really makes a marriage work.
Absolutely.
And just like a long relationship, long lasting relationship.
Absolutely. And marry your best friend. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
It's way better to marry somebody that you want to be with than somebody that you're currently attracted to.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
I love that. I think that's a really, really like just smart way to go about things, because you want to have someone that's like someone that you can share the gossip with.
Absolutely.
Or like
Exactly.
Yeah, he's as much one of the girls as the rest of my girls. Like, he's there for it 110% all the time.
I'll tell her all the time that you're not just my wife, you're my best friend before anything else.
Yeah.
It's part of the little speech that I made at our wedding reception.
Yeah, I feel like
that's
probably our biggest focus in our marriage is we're best friends first, and we're married. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't diminish how important or special it is or anything like that, but I think being best friends is just so near and dear to our hearts. Like, puts us exactly where we want to be.
Oh, well, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my 3 rapid fire questions.
Right.
Yes.
They're a little bit deep, so if you need to think for a few seconds before you answer, like, that's totally fine. So when things get hard, because they have, what's the core reason, that one thing about your partner and your life together that makes giving up not an option for you?
For me, it's the constant of being there for her and being there with her just makes everything like, I don't want anything else in life other than to be with her. If everything else fails, at least I still have her.
Yeah. That's, basically exactly what I was going to say. Like, that's the main focus, is just him, being there for us, our future. And he makes me excited to see what comes next, you know?
Yeah. Well, it seems like you also guys have a lot of like you were saying, a lot of excitement in your relationship and a lot of things that you're looking forward to. And so like, and within that excitement, like, things are hard, things you gotta like figure it out. And so what's one practice or mindset that helps you guys stay connected when you're feeling disconnected in those moments of like stress or messiness, like that just kind of come as curveballs in life?
For me anyways, is like, I love him more than anything, first and foremost. You know what I mean? So that I feel like leading with that helps kind of not put like a rose color over everything, but helps kind of just keep in mind that like we're here to love each other, like we do love each other. That's kind of, just leading with that.
I feel like very similar to that. For me, it's the thing that, because of our foundation, I feel so confident in her that she's not going to leave me if things ever get tough, no matter how tough that they get. And so it allows me to do the same for her. And it's one of those, yes, it's rough now, but that's something that we did say in our vows, is for better or for worse, I'm going to be there for her no matter what. And I know that she'll be there for me no matter what. And it'll eventually end. Yeah. The hardships, that is.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, this is my last rapid fire question. This is the big doozy. So knowing what you know now, what is one thing you wish you could tell yourself on the day your marriage first began?
Ooh. Probably just trust the process. And I mean that in more of like in the concept of just life itself. Just because I feel like the moment that we got married, I feel like that's when everything started. Everything like started to change. Because we got married like a week or two before we moved to Arizona.
Yeah,
so
my gosh,
it was literally like right when we got married.
We were married the morning of my graduation party.
And so his graduation party was our wedding reception, but nobody knew.
Except one of my friends.
And one of his friends. And one of my friends. Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody was celebrating his graduation, but like us and 2 other people were just like, we're married. Yay. But yeah, I would just be like, hold on, girl. It's a ride and it's so much fun.
I love that.
Something I would tell myself is, it does sound a little sappy, but no matter how good it feels in the moment, it will continuously get better. You'll continue growing, and the growth will help a lot of the small minor things feel like the world later on.
Yeah, I love that. So kind of like trust the growth and trust that your partner's got your back.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that's, besides like the theme of like growing 1%, I think the whole like foundation of trust that you guys have in each other has really just made your friendship and also romance strong.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And definitely another thing that has very much helped us along that I'm always working on is communication. I feel like we don't really fight.
Yeah. No.
Ever. Like maybe last year there were maybe 3 fights, and it always ended in communication. And it's because if you have something that you're feeling upset or frustrated or hurt by, not saying something about it will only make you think about it more. But then if you talk about it and you communicate that feeling, the other person can acknowledge it. They can change if need be, if they're willing to change. And that's something that I found in our relationship, is we're willing to change for each other for small things that bother us. And
I feel like trusting in the person you're with to want what's best for you is so, so important. And like, I've never doubted that he wants what's best for me. So when he does, come with, if there's concerns or anything like anything that we need to communicate, like I know it's not coming from a place of selfishness or malice or like anything like that. Like he always genuinely just wants what's best for me and for us and our relationship and everything. So.
Oh. That's beautiful. Well, we can just end the podcast right there.
Beautiful.
And remind me, what studio do you work at for?
Yeah, so I am currently kind of between studios right now. I kind of want to switch up the way I'm doing things. I'm looking at potential booth rental. But I am on Instagram. It's Cozy Color and Cuts. If anyone wants their hair done, shoot me a message.
It's spelled with a C.
Yep, Cozzi. Color and Cuts.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I love that. Well, thank you guys again for celebrating this 5-year anniversary with us. And so anniversaries aren't just about how long you've lasted. They're about how you've grown. Whether you're married, single, dating, or somewhere in between, I hope this conversation inspires you to reflect on what you're building and to remember that love is less about perfection and more about intention. Another year, another layer, another opportunity to choose each other. And if you know a couple whose story should be celebrated, I would love to meet them. Send this episode their way and have them fill out the link in the description below so we can celebrate their anniversary too. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.